Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we have a reading for you about somebody that is up thinking about the person that they're missing. Now, we have a male thinking about a female, but let's keep in mind that this is just energy, so it could be anyone thinking about anyone. But we've got, I think, a romantic undertone and somebody who feels like they can't necessarily keep getting involved with this person because there's some secretive energy or some dishonesty here. And the person who's having thoughts about the one they're missing, I feel like they're trying to decide whether or not to be honest. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you to those who served and paid the biggest price. Thinking of my grandfather today, the one who built this bookshelf. He was in the Air Force. Hello, Key Controller. Hello. How's it going, Peggy? Hello, April. Hello, Co-Create. How we doing? If you would like a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. It's also in the description box below. And right below that, you can find out more information regarding the 3 different tiers for membership on my channel, which starts at $3.99 a month. Hello, Vicky. How are you doing? I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Bitchy Tata. Hello, Elise. What's going on? Hello, Empress. How's it going? Hello, Kevin. All right, let's dive in. This is the Voyage of the Soul. I feel like we need to do a little bit of digging on both. Right now, we've got the privileged lady and like the thinking man, right? But I'm going to try to get some different names that are not gender-based. Tell us about the privileged lady, please. Celebrate, accomplishment, content, reunion. How did I get content out of that? Okay. You must be doing pretty well, though. We've got invitation, event, and festival. So you are in a partying mood or you are in a festive mood. There are things that are going well for you, or maybe you're meeting new people. And then we've got split, head versus heart, 2 worlds, transition, and ego death. So I feel like you have gone through this already, and it enables you to minimize the instability or the drama in your life. So to me, this feels like somebody who ducked out of the way from a situation that would have been less than fun. So I kind of feel like you rejected someone or you walked away from something that you knew better. You might have been tempted, but I feel like when you're split head versus heart, you made the right decision, and that's why you're celebrating. We have extraterrestrial, galactic, star races, light codes, ancient, and origins. So basically, Spirit's calling you old. No, I'm just kidding. There is something different about you. And I do feel like it comes out in terms of your wisdom. It's your ability to pick up on the little things that helps you to build a clear understanding of what you're dealing with, perhaps a little bit faster than most people can. Hello, James. How's it going? Hello, Selena. Hello, Laura. What's going on? Hello, Jamie. Hello, upper echelon. All right, let's see what's going on with the thoughtful person, the thinking man at this point. Energy. Answers. So we have life force, chakras, Reiki, intangible, subtle, and crystals. Answers. Clarity, transparency, justification, disclosed, and bare. And limitless, expand, spread higher, open-minded, and wishes. This person who's really thinking things through about the person they miss, there's something here that It's about your energy. There's something very positive, or you give other people inspiration or energy. There's no easy way to replace this in somebody's life when they lose it. What I am trying to say is when people encounter you, they could get a little addicted to your energy. They could misunderstand its impact. But this is somebody who knows that when you're around, they're happier or they do better or there's something magical here, right? So they understand that you had to walk away because you didn't get the answers, and it's making them feel like if they really want to get what they want, which is you, they have to be honest. They can't do the secretive, elusive, I don't want to be honest with you thing, because then you just walk away. This is the Rider-Waite. Hello, Universal. How you doing? Hanged Man in the reverse. Three of Cups. And the High Priestess in the reverse. So interesting, because the Three of Cups aligns quite nicely with that celebrate card, right? This can be an event. This can be a celebration. This can be admiration. I feel like we have somebody that misread the magic that you have with the High Priestess in the reverse. This is someone who may have underestimated your wisdom or intelligence. This is somebody who may have misunderstood or assumed the worst of your intentions. So it's like, oh, you have a black cat? So you put spells on people? Yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's, whoa, that's quite the jump there. They believed the worst of you, or they expected the worst of you because of something they found out. With the privileged lady card being the initial energy that came out for you, this is specifically saying that there is something that sets you apart that is special. For some of you, it could be that you do have, like a trust fund or something like that. But I feel like it's more so about your wisdom, your abilities, maybe even what you do for work. But this person took that information about you and made some sort of conclusion that was pretty off base. And it was to assume that you had not great intentions, or that you weren't really that aligned with what they wanted. But I think they were maybe being dishonest with themselves. That could be the source of the dishonesty energy. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, Four of Swords, and the World. So they made some snap judgment here and may have said something to you that was not very kind, or may have ghosted you. There's an ending that happened between the two of you, and it's because the energy was off. This person made a judgment about you that was unfair, and either dipped or pissed you off and you dipped. Either way, there was dippage, okay? Because now we've got somebody with the Four of Swords. That's that thinking energy, right? Everybody leave the room. I'm going to turn off my music. I'm going to lay here and I'm going to think about things. You go to your room and you think about what you've done. Yeah, they're thinking about how it didn't work out, but in a different perspective now. Having a little bit of time to themselves, there's some perspective they gained, or some understanding that they figured out. Because remember, we had this answers card, right? They're like, oh, I saw things the wrong way. I feel like it's because when your energy is no longer around a person, or when they think about how you make them feel, it becomes more clear that you had good intentions, right? Hello, Dwayne. Hello, Barbara. How are we doing today? Hello, John. King of Cups. Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So I feel like this is someone who doesn't want to admit that they might have been falling in love with you, might be falling in love with you. With the King of Cups clarifying the Hanged Man in the reverse, this is the thing they didn't really want to change their mind about. And I feel like they picked out one thing about you, exacerbated it, or made it seem like it was this deal breaker situation because I don't want to fall in love with you, because I can't fall in love with you. I can't do that, right? And I feel like the Six of Pentacles, this can talk about gain or something going well for you. I feel like things are going well in your life. If somebody doesn't want to appreciate you for who you are, you keep it moving because you have other things to be grateful for. And this person was expecting you to invest more in them. And you were just kind of like, meh, no, I got other things going on. So I think this person might be just a little confused. They might not necessarily be the best at first impressions, whether that means how you view them or how they judge others. But I feel like there's this, like, it needs to be recalibrated. Whoever is making some sort of judgment here, they made it incorrectly. So we've got the Page of Wands, which can be about assessing a situation or re-looking at the details, going back and seeing if maybe you missed something. And with the Three of Wands in the reverse, it's like they found something they didn't expect. They found that they actually miss you, that they actually have some feelings here. And it's making them wonder if there's another chance or if it really is over, because the world is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe what I need to do is demonstrate that I'm interested in something serious. Maybe they didn't really know how to communicate what they want or what they're interested in. But they're thinking. They're not making any rash moves, right? Hello, Ramon. How are you doing? Well, to be fair, Key Controller, I have judged a book that I only read half of, and I feel like that's still fair. Sometimes you just can't finish a book because it's just not, there's other things to read. So we have the Devil and the Four of Pentacles. Even though they felt like they had held back or felt like they hadn't really, gotten too involved with you, I think this person's a little obsessed with you, to be honest. This could be somebody who really just likes to keep to themselves, or it could be somebody who's maybe a little bit more of a player, but they felt like they would be able to, just kind of skirt that a little bit and not have to worry about things. They were focused on something they felt they really didn't like about you. And now it's like they find out either that's completely wrong or they were just making a mountain out of a molehill. When they find out just how awesome you are, or when they start to miss you because that energy is no longer around them, the thoughts increase. They start thinking about you way more than they expected to. Hello, Tracy. Hello, Aisha. Hello, Michael. How's it going? Oh, I hope that changes for you. Hello, Aqua Beauty. Hello, Rainbow Warrior. How's it going? All right, so we've got the Four of Swords again, this time in the reverse, with the Queen of Swords. So you have boundaries, and I love you for that. This is a person who feels like maybe they misread your intelligence or your intentions. They're feeling lonely and they want to reach out, but either you've already kind of been cold and uninterested, or they expect you to be cold and uninterested when they reach out to you. So this person is like, what do I do? I don't know what to do. Should I call? Should I show up? What do I do? Should I send over some donuts? Has anyone ever actually done that? Is that just my weird idea? Don't send me donuts. Hello, Jenny. How are you doing? Loneliness has made it absolutely evident that they want you, that they were lying to themselves, and that they were hoping they hadn't caught feelings, but they did catch feelings. And they see that you're out here. Some of you, this is like you're out here enjoying the nice weather. Maybe you're, getting a tan. Maybe you're out golfing. Maybe you're on a boat. Whatever it is, they're like, you look good and people are excited or like interested in you. And I don't like it. Because the Nine of Pentacles is somebody who is looking good and getting attention, someone who's considered very attractive and single. So their concern is things have ended. If I don't act quickly, you're going to potentially get like scooped up by somebody else. So the Knight of Swords is their energy. They're realizing that if they don't talk to you, they're probably going to just lose their chance with you forever. So they may have reason to believe that you are interested in someone else, or they're just really nervous because you don't seem to be looking backwards at all. You don't seem to be like waiting for them to reach out. Good for you, Jenny. Hello, Taryn. How are you doing? Yeah, so we have the Eight of Cups and the Page of Cups in the reverse. This is somebody who's sad, and I don't want that for anyone, but I think for many of you, this is somebody who has to experience these emotions because it's as a result of their trying to ignore the emotions that they really are feeling. So sometimes we have to acknowledge that this head versus heart situation can be more trouble than it's worth. Because I feel like this is somebody who is doing their best to ignore the heart side, whereas you have a good balance of both. You want to explore, but if you feel like it's not a good situation for you, the more analytical side takes over and says, okay, well, that's it then. Let's move it along. They don't know how to do that. I feel like the switch between emotions and wisdom is a little bit clunkier for them. This is the weirdest analogy in my mind, but I rented a pontoon and we had to switch it over to the other gas tank, I think it was. And I think it was broken, but I assumed in the moment that I had like just totally messed it up. This is somebody who can't figure out how to switch between the two, right? And they see you do it. You were open or emotionally available. And then when you saw the signs that this person was closed off, you were like, okay, well, I guess I should take my comedy show elsewhere. Like, adios. Three of Pentacles. Knight of Wands in the reverse. Seven of Cups in the reverse and the Queen of Wands. That makes a lot of sense. They feel like you moved away too quickly. They feel like 1 second you were there and they could potentially see you being in a relationship with them. Maybe you even said as much. And then the next moment you were like, okay, packed up my bags, I'm gone. Or, okay, blocked you, no worries. And they don't understand how you shifted that so quickly. For some of you, they may actually doubt whether you were interested in them at all. But I really do feel like it's just a matter of when you need to switch to that more analytical side, you can do that. That's why we have the Queen of Swords here. Now we have that clarity from somebody that like they see that you are doing well on your own, doing well with regards to money or independence or looking good. You're getting attention from other people and this person knows it and it makes them nervous. Or just the fact that you're comfortable walking away from this, if it is not what you are looking for, makes them feel nervous. They do feel like a lot of people pursue them, but they may be a little bit nervous in terms of how popular you might be. What else do we have? We've got love affair, dirty little secrets, down low, roller coaster, highest high, adrenaline rush, and obsession. Yeah. Must have and indulgence. So maybe you were looking for something more serious and this person was not really interested. Maybe they were dishonest with you about what they were looking for, or felt like they were keeping someone on the side, because the Three of Cups could indicate someone else that they were seeing as well, especially because it was clarified by the Six of Pentacles, which can talk about giving to two different people. So if you suspected that this person was playing games or they weren't being honest with you about who they were seeing or what their intentions were, I feel like you would have just been fine with excusing yourself from the party and going, elsewhere. This person would have been real confused because they didn't tell you the truth. You figured something out that they did not tell you. And so even though they have these really good memories of you, there's something about you that scares the crap out of them. How did you figure me out is pretty much the idea. And they're obsessed with you. I think for part of it, or like the majority of you, I would say, this King of Cups, they're realizing that part of what they like about you is that you bested them. You figured them out, or you didn't let their comments on the situation dictate how you felt. There may have been gossip that you heard. You may have been able to contribute to and didn't contribute to the gossip. But I feel like this person is in part fascinated by you because extraterrestrial, you have some understanding that is beyond their own understanding. But they were in denial. They did not want to admit that they had this big old crush, or that they might have been actually developing feelings for you. They wanted to believe it was more of a physical connection. There is something that has happened in the King of Cups past that has made them feel like they have to keep everything playful or surface level. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to, fall in love with your pets because then I have another connection to you. I don't want to, talk about marriage or anything like that. This is somebody who uses a situation from their past to justify how they keep everybody else that they meet at arm's length. Hello, Nathaniel. How's it going? What else? There's a friend, possibly a family member, and for a smaller percentage of you, a complete stranger who hears something about this situation. Maybe they're like on a plane, right? There's somebody here who looks this King of Cups in their eye and they're like, sounds like you fell in love and it scared you. Did you think about, consider that? No. Okay. Sounds like you want to live happily ever after with that person and you got scared. Somebody just like calls them out. Like, I think I know what that is. And this King of Cups is like, what? What are you talking about? No. That's not what happened. Shut your face. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Totally believe ya. All right. This is the Jack-o'-lantern tarot. What else do we have? The Two of Cups in the reverse. I think it was you that walked away. Because you felt like this person was going to probably cause issues in this. I feel like you just didn't trust this individual. They're being secretive, or they're not being, the type of person that comes across as really genuine. So if I feel like there's going to be some sort of drama later on, if this person's manipulating things, then I might as well keep it moving. Because it's like, I know what I want, and I don't want somebody who feels like they can play games like that, you know? But because you walked away, and granted, it's more than that, but the fact that you walked away, it makes this person stop thinking about everybody else. Like, now they're focused on you. It's silly how often this happens, but I do think this is somebody who is seeing that maybe they've ignored love their entire life. It just took someone like you to kind of like bop them on the head and be like, hey, yeah, no, you're human. You fall in love too. Four of Pentacles, a desire to be secretive or hold back, not talk about things. Yeah. They didn't want to talk to you about the fact that they were seeing someone else, or that they were still in love with someone from their past, or they didn't want to talk to you about whether or not they were going to be monogamous. There was where most people would probably provide their own opinion and let you know where they stand. This person was holding back, or they were giving you the wrong idea. You picked up on that and you're like, okay, I'm not interested in that. Because you are looking for somebody that is honest or has integrity, somebody that you can trust, right? Hello, Roma Bedlam. How are you doing? Justice and the Queen of Pentacles. To you, fair is fair. If I can't trust you, then what do I want you in my life for? It's a valid question. If I can't even leave you hanging out in my place for like 10 minutes while I run to the gas station because I don't trust you, like, what purpose do you have? Like, you got to be able to at least be working towards that. If you know that's not a thing, I feel like you just knew, I can't trust this person. Whatever it is that they're doing, it feels like they like to just be messy. You're playing games with people and you don't take me seriously. So that's okay. Like, you could do that with other people. But your willingness to walk away, like, he's even waving. He's like, hey, did you forget about me? You're supposed to be obsessed with me, but you like walked away and stuff. Now they're obsessed with you. Oh no. Yeah. So it's the fact that you're selective. It's the fact that you have self-respect. It's the fact that you told this person that you saw through it, or it's the fact that you weren't willing to let this person try to like find a way to justify their games. Strength is the opposite of the devil, and they keep coming out as this obsessive energy. The thing is, you're not low vibrational enough for them to approach you. They need to have people that are low vibrational, because those are the people that will fall for their games and get caught up in those cycles. You have too much love for yourself, Ace of Cups. You have gone through that before. You've learned those lessons. You ain't going back with that. Are you serious? You're like, I would rather, like, I don't know, watch paint dry. Thanks, but no. Or like play Monopoly with myself. Like, go away. So 10 of Cups in the reverse tells me you are just fine with letting go of romantic interests that you don't see a long-term future with. You are just fine letting go of connections where you don't see a possibility to create or maintain trust with that person. Again, why should you? You should be able to trust people. If you're looking for that soul tribe, right? Like, if you just like, work on the other side of the office from me, like, whatever, we'll figure it out. You don't have to be perfect. But like, this is somebody who's trying to decide, am I going to date this person? No, because like trust is like a cornerstone of that, right? All right. Let's see what else we've got for you. This is the truth is. What else? Forbidden love. This relationship is frowned upon by many. Oh, really? Why are they hating? Oh, because you're different. That's cute. What's everybody's obsession with people having to be like the same people? Anyways. Okay, so I think this is somebody who has a little bit of a reputation. So I think the forbidden element is more so that this is somebody who most people expect to not be in a relationship. If they were to get into a relationship, people would be like, really? That's interesting. Break time. Time apart will be beneficial to this connection. There is a requirement here for this King of Cups to have the Four of Swords energy. Time to themselves. They need to think through things. They need to understand that they saw you wrong or that they jumped to conclusions just because they wanted to like avoid falling in love with you. And that unless they want to continue to go through the same kinds of energy over and over again, they're not going to get that next level, right? Because they're stopping themselves. And that's what keeps you on different pages. So they're acknowledging, okay, so I messed this up because I wanted to see you a certain way, or I wanted to find a reason not to like you. But the truth is, having not been around you for a while, it's really starting to get to me. And I know that I miss you. All right, this is the What's the News? What else do we have? The Obsession card. Color me shocked. So black sheep, rebelling, going against expectations, defying norms. That's you. You're not doing what everybody else tends to do around this person. Maybe people get stars in their eyes. Maybe people really think this person's attractive. Maybe they're very successful. They're coming through as the King of Cups. So I feel like this is more so somebody who's very charming. But you don't care. Like, nice charm, but like, do you know how to tell like the truth? Because if you don't, then your charm is wasteful. They have an obsession with you because you rejected them, and most people don't reject them. But I think it's also because they miss your energy. There's something very beautiful about it. Spilling the beans, revealing secrets, cats out of the bag, untrustworthy. You can't trust this person. So, like, what are you supposed to do? Hey, person I don't trust. Let's go to the movies, but you can sit in a different row. You know, it's like I have good reason to believe what I believe about you, so I don't really want to be closely connected. And this person's like, what are you talking about? I was only hiding a few things from you. Stop it. So we've got the blues, scared, heavy emotions, mental distress. They're upset because now they're feeling like they've ruined this. They don't know if they're going to see you again. You're a little too perceptive for their games, and I just ruined it. All right. I can fix it. Everything's okay. Oh my God. Okay. We're good. Everything's fine. All right, so beyond the receipts and beyond the blues, we have liftoff, fast action, progression forward. The wait is over. You walk away from this and something else in your life goes really well. And it's kind of like, oh, is that spirit saying, good job, me? You're like, okay, I have other things to focus on. I don't need to worry about whether or not I miss this person. I don't think you do miss them because you know what you were dealing with in terms of their energy. And quite frankly, untrustworthy energy, damn it does, and I can find that anywhere. If you want to be high vibe, that, my friend, different story. That is more difficult to find. That's why they miss you. All right. This is the Hidden Truth Oracle. Let's see what else we've got. We've got, it's time for me to heal now. I remember every detail of that day. You came closer than anyone. You were the best thing in my life. I'm so attracted to you, and I know I crossed the line with you. They know they pissed you off. They know they did too much. I left you before you could leave me. They started connecting with someone else. Sometimes I stay awake and think about you. I done told you. Just being near you is intoxicating. They miss your energy so much. Like they just can't get that anywhere else, right? It's like when you fall in love with a local, let's say a craft brew, okay? And you cannot get it across the country where you're from. And you're like always wishing, whatever it is, distribution is not always easy, okay? But they can't get this intoxicating energy anywhere else. Oh, Galaxy King, no way. Oh, Lord. Well, that sounds like a decent story, at least. Have you considered posting it on Reddit? Finding out the truth crushed me. Finding out that you're actually legit. Finding out that you're actually like exactly what I'm looking for. That's what they've got on their mind right now. I wanted to believe that you were not a good person or that you didn't have the right intentions. And that's why I distanced myself. You picked up on that, so you walked away. And now I'm realizing you really are legit. And I ruined it for no reason. So remember, you're over here in some great energy because good things are coming to you because you didn't put up with this energy. So just keep that in mind. You deserve amazing things. And this person is more like mediocre. Sorry. For now, they're working on it, okay? Hi, Corey. How are you doing? I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes and the memberships, and I'll see you on the next reading. Toodles.